Hey, what's going on everybody? JP here with Wanted to Get Lost, and on today's video it's going to be a quick install of these vehicle fans. The front area of our RV gets hot, so I'm going to install these bad boys. Stick around and let's tackle this project together.
It could be this simple forever.
Alright everybody, so as I stated a couple of seconds ago, the front of our RV gets very hot when we're driving. Obviously, yeah, we have that big windshield, the side windows, and even when we run both ACs while we're driving, not a lot of cool air makes it to the front. Our dash AC is still having some issues, and I think I found a leak that I have to now tackle. So we're going to install these vehicle fans. They got some decent reviews on Amazon, and the reviews matched with the price made me say, okay, not a bad way to go to kind of maybe make us a little cooler in the front of the RV. So these are Schumacher's. They're 12-volt chrome fans, so they plug into the 12-volt adapter. And the reason why I got this is because on my driver's side I have a triple 12-volt adapter, so I can plug into that. And then on the passenger side there's one up in the cabinet. So the other thing I really liked about this is it has a on-off switch with a selector from low fan to high fan. The only issue with this selector switch is where it's at. It's very close to the fan, and I want to mount this underneath the dash, underneath the cabinet overhead. So obviously we're gonna have to splice these wires so we can relocate this switch into a better position, so we'll be able to use the switches while we're seated. It is a chrome fan. I have been testing these out for probably about a week or so and seeing how much air they move. They do really move a lot of air. Even on the low side you get good air movement, and the noise is not that bad. When you go to high, obviously the noise ramps up, and but you do get a lot of airflow. So I think it's pretty good for this little size fan. I think it's 8 inches. Yeah, so it's pretty good. So along with the fan, obviously here's the 12-volt connector. I did already cheat and open this up. The black and white stripe wire is your power, the solid black is your ground, so take note of that. And then it comes with these 3 screws for mounting. They're crap, so I have some better coarser machine screws that I will be using in place of this. And then it comes with directions and all your warranty info and stuff like that. Alright, so in full disclosure, I already cheated. I mounted the one on the driver's side. I'll show you I already started doing some stuff for the passenger side, just because when I opened up the cabinet there's wires everywhere, and it is a little more involved for the passenger side, only because of how I want to put the switch down by the seat for Jordana. It does have a rubber ring on the bottom here, so it shouldn't damage the wood. I'm gonna have this cord come straight up once it's mounted to the bottom of the cabinet. Alright, enough talking. Let's go inside the RV and get this project done. And hopefully it'll only take a little bit. Alright, so here I've already taken off the cowling piece on the side to gain access to be able to get the wire, because I'm going to have to bring the wire down here along here, and I'm going to put the switch down here. So here's the hole I already drilled, and here's the wire that's going to splice onto the fan, and then the fan will drill here to mount. So the issue I had to deal with is in here, and just fishing the wires through there. You can see it's just a nicely neat job of wiring done by Winnebago. Alright, so I have to connect this to here to take out the switch, which is then going to be moved down here. So the other end of these 2 wires are going to reconnect to this switch. So I'm gonna leave some space for my butt connectors. Just snip this. Alright, we'll just strip them, and now we're gonna put the butt connectors on. Alright, we're just gonna heat shrink them.
Clock on your tablet showing something?
Alright, now obviously I'm just going to connect the red, my power, to the white and black, which is our power, and then the solid black to the solid black. Alright, so we're going to get ready to mount. And then we're going to just pull these wires up, and then these are the machine screws that I'm using. And yeah, so these will do a lot better job holding. So there we have it. Fans installed. That's the easy part. Now what we have to do is splice this into our fan, and just remember to take it a step at a time, because you don't want to reverse splice it, because this side is obviously the incoming power. Alright, so we're going to just bring this line down here along the bottom, and then we're just going to figure out a good spot for mounting and for the wire to go around. So, alright, I'm going to figure that out right now. Alright, so here we go. You can see just spliced it in. And then I have some VHB tape from 3M on the back, so I'm just going to position this kind of like this, because I want both wires to tuck in. Here, I'm actually going to put it down here. And I'm just using the VHB tape right now just to keep it in place, so I know how to run the wires, and eventually I'll come back and tap these in with some sheet metal screws, because this is just, this is either an aluminum or very thin sheet metal. So now, we're just going to repeat the whole process. So, this is my power to my fan, so that'll be what'll turn on and off the fan in the high-low here. So now the issue is that this power, there's no 12-volt outlet down here, it's up here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to cut this to splice it, and then this is going to go back here, and then we'll basically run a hole through right behind here. That'll go back over, and then I'll have to splice it back together. It's a little bit of a longer process, but I think it'll just be cleaner, because then there'll be no wires coming out somewhere to get a 12-volt plug. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. Unfortunately, it is not long enough to go the whole way, so I do have to splice it. So I'll probably cut it about right here, because I want to leave some extra so I'll be able to splice it in there. So maybe I'll actually leave myself a good amount, so I won't have any issues. Alright. Alright, so all I'm going to do is now splice a red and black to here, bring it back up through, and then we'll splice the other side. I'll show you when it's done. Alright, everything's wired up. We're just going to test it before we clean it up. So let's see if it works. It's working. That's low, and that's high. clean it up, and I'll see you later. This is low. This is high. Alright, so that's it for the install. It's pretty simple, except I made it complicated by moving the switches, so that way they can be easily accessed at the seats. I'll link to the our Amazon store for the fans that we got. And basically, if you're gonna rewire it, you're just gonna need some butt connectors and some additional wire. Yeah. So otherwise, it was less than an hour to do both fans. So hope you like them. If you do, hit the thumbs up and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks so much, everybody, and I'll see you on the next video.